broke, and burnt out? Are brokers destroying the trucking game? Let's get into it.
All right, guys, check this out. A warning to all you guys who are out there booking your own loads and dealing with these brokers, these nasty ass brokers. So this broker called me. I looked at the load on the truck stop. I didn't want it. I just looked at it and was done. He called me probably 30 minutes, 45 minutes later, asking if I wanted to take the load. So I told him, give me the details on the load. He told me it was concrete barriers, and that was all there was to it. They're concrete barriers, 35,000 pounds, blah, 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 from point A to point B. And I said, okay, is there any kind of special conditions, any extra stops or anything? Nope, just one pick, one drop. Boom, done. All right, this is how much I want for it. I told him what I wanted for it. He said, could you meet me kind of halfway, this and that and that? I said, no, I need the whole thing. I need all of mine. He said, all right, let me go see. He got off the phone, came back. Hey, yeah, what about 11.90? I'm like, what are you talking about? $10? What are we talking about $10 for? I said, no. I quoted this load for $3 a mile, and that's what it is. So he's like, all right, I'll okay. Then I come and get here right now. I ain't gonna lie, I told him I'd be here at 1:30. I didn't get here at 1:30. I got here at 3, so I'm a little bit late. Point is, nobody called me till 3 o'clock, right? Until I got here. So anyway, that doesn't matter. What matters is that after they started loading this ain't concrete barriers. This ain't what we talked about, but fine, I don't care. Rates paying, fine, whatever. I said, I'm gonna go scale this though, to make sure the weight's right. Then when they're done, they're like, hey, it's gotta be tarped out. I'm like, no, ain't nobody tell me about no tarp. I don't tarp loads. I'm not gonna tarp the load. And if he would have told me it was a tarp load, I wouldn't have agreed to take it, period. And so, let me catch back. I gotta read this. Anyways, let me go ahead and finish this. I just got the email that I needed to confirm that they're not going to take no money from me taking this load on tarps. Because long story short, me and the forklift driver started talking about it. He's like, hey, it's got to be tarp, blah, blah, blah. It was real clear between you and the broker who set this load. I'm like, no, it wasn't clear because I don't take tarp loads and I don't do that. I said, I got a tarp, but it's not going to cover this whole thing. He said, well, why you got tarps then if you don't tarp loads? Because I like to tarp small shit. I tarp what I want to. I don't do this stuff. I don't tarp right now. It's too hot. And yeah, they're definitely not paying to be tarped. So he got on the phone telling the customer, and the customer's blah, blah, it was real clear between you and the broker who set this load up. No, it wasn't. First, he told me it was concrete barriers, so he lied. I would have never been like, oh, it's concrete barriers? Does it need to be tarped? Because I know you don't tarp concrete barriers. This is bullshit. So, anyways, had to call the broker and go back and forth with his dumb ass. And I had to have him send an email confirming that this load's okay to go with no tarp, and they're not going to make a rate reduction. Because fuck that. I told everybody here they could take it off the trailer if it needed to be tarped, because I ain't going to do it. So be careful when you're dealing with these brokers, and you can't see this shit coming, because I didn't see this bullshit coming. But I should have known as soon as I got here, which, I mean, obviously I knew because they're not concrete barriers, but they'll try to get you, man. They'll try to get you. Oh, he's back. Oh, he's back. Oh, he's back. God damn.
Is this a prime example of brokers literally telling truckers any and everything just so they could get the load off and the broker could get paid? Let me know how you feel about it in the comments below.
This is a prime example why every truck driver should go on strike. Real talk. Park y'all equipment, sit back in the gap, and let's let these brokers go up on these prices, cause at the end of the day, they really sticking that wood in you. I'm over here in Denham Spring, Louisiana. I had booked this load right here. This load is going to Orlando, Florida. It's like 600 and something miles, but that ain't the crazy part. I had spoke with the logistics over here, and they told me that this load is paying $4,000. The broker only paid me $1,600 for this load. Right now, I'm feeling so stupid. And whoever else booking them loads and taking them out there and doing this old stupid ass shit, letting these people jack y'all, put that wood in y'all back, y'all should feel stupid too. Real talk. Man, I feel like a duck, and you should feel like one too, on the real. Y'all keep trucking out there getting that money, you heard me? Stop letting these people play us, man. We in charge. At the end of the day, we are in charge. If we lay around there and shut this shit down, they gonna have that dick look, and I guarantee they be paying about $5 a mile.
Absolutely insane. So the load was going for 4,000. This gentleman took it for 16. So that means the broker took the rest. So what's that? 2,400 from the comfort of his or her home. I mean, the truckers out here, hands on with the work, taking on all the liability and risk that comes with driving an 18-wheeler. Like I said, I mean, again, should it be a cap on how much these brokers can make per load, or is it just on the driver to negotiate better? Let me know how you feel in the comments below.
The load paid $4,000 and the broker paid the driver $1,600. The broker took over 50% of that load. Do you think they deserve over 50% of that load? I don't. But as long as we do nothing, nothing changes. This guy is absolutely right. We need to shut it down now. We need to let them know, hey, enough is enough, really. I mean, come on. I'm about to the point where I want to just get my truck and block all the damn lanes myself if nobody wants to stand up with me. I'll go to jail. It is what it is. My kids are big now. They can survive without me, at least for a little while, until somebody bails me out. But no, in all seriousness, guys, we need to stand together. We need to get this shit done and get these rates back up ASAP.
Again, that's absolutely insane for the broker to take over 50% of this load. I mean, literally made more money than the driver himself. Again, yeah, something definitely has to be done, and truckers gotta get organized and gotta get organized fast.
Okay, this one should be fun. Comment says they're on the other side of the supply chain. Prices have skyrocketed. Where's the money going? Pretty fucking simple. Brokers. Brokers are taking the fucking money off the top. They are making a fucking mint, while drivers are getting fucked. That's where your money's going. A lot of these brokers are making the same amount of fucking money a driver is. They're the ones fucking the industry. They're the ones fucking us. They're fucking the shippers too, because they know damn well that a driver will do it for a fair price. But they're charging shippers outrageous prices because the fuel's fucking outrageous. So they're like, hey, fuel's high, you gotta pay. But when they go to the fucking carrier, they come to us, this is all we got. They take a $2,000 load or a $2,500 load, put it on the board for $1,000. When you try to get 15, 17 out of them, they tell you they can't. They ain't got nothing in it. They can't do that much. Then comes along Johnny Fuckhead, and Johnny Fuckhead hauls it for $1,000. So then they get it moved for $1,000 and they make $1,000. They're fucking the industry. Brokers are pieces of shit. You'll find some good ones. Don't get me wrong. When you find a good broker, keep that motherfucker. He'll keep you loaded, he'll treat you right, and pay you good. But the rest of these scumbags, TQL, Landstar, certain people in Coyote, all these mega brokers, they're fucking the industry blind, boys. They're fucking you blind.
Absolutely insane, absolutely nasty work. I'm also hearing, especially from the comments on previous videos I've done on the trucking industry, that these brokers are very nasty in the way they speak to the drivers. They have like a god complex and feel like you have to bow down and kiss the ring. Again, like I said, brokers are essentially middlemen. They play both sides, and ultimately, for their own personal gain, they go to, on one side, they tell the truckers, hey, this is my max. I got into it. I mean, there's no meat on the bone left for me. Then they go back to the shipper and run the same game on the opposite side, tell them fuel is high, so they need this amount. All along while they basically pad their pockets and they sit from the comforts of their home. And I mean, like I said, the drivers are out here in the trenches doing the real work and they're getting absolutely shafted.
Truckers, owner operators. Let me explain something to you real quick. TQL, I keep getting a lot of people ask me about TQL. Don't take freight from TQL. But TQL is a company that posts all their loads on load boards. I don't know when this really started, but load boards are only supposed to be used for spot market, meaning you shouldn't be basing your business off of load boards to begin with. Your goal should always be to find direct shipment, direct freight. Now, me personally, in my business, I found a lot of direct freight by taking shitty loads, getting the BOLs, and once I got the BOLs, I started then going behind those brokers and going straight to the shipping companies and establish relationships between me and the shipping company. Now, I wouldn't be trying to base my business just off of load boys to begin with, but sometimes you got to use them to get what you want.
Sounds like a smart brother. Again, like I said, maybe took a little pay cut on the front end, figured out who the direct plug was, cut the middleman out, and go straight to them. Again, that may not be possible in all circumstances, but when it is, it's a very smart idea.
What is your worst experience with like brokers?
Oh my goodness. Man, I don't even know where to start. Brokers be taking all the money from a load and be giving us peanuts.
Yeah.
Going back and forth with them, trying to negotiate rates, and they're very, very, very rude. Brokers are very, very rude.
Damn, really?
Yeah. When they're rude, we rude back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sometimes they don't want us to respect the clock. They want us to get there at a specific time and violate our licenses.
Yeah.
I don't like brokers personally.
I feel that.
A lot of truckers don't.
And are you an owner operator or a company driver?
Owner operator now. I used to be a company driver.
Tough.
Let me know in the comments below for my truckers. How do you feel about freight brokers and your experience with them?
One thing that you would change about the trucking industry in America today, what's something that really bothers you? If you were elected president tomorrow, what would you do?
Actually, I would get rid of brokers.
Get rid of brokers?
Get rid of brokers.
How would we be getting freight?
Direct from shipper to carrier.
Okay.
Don't see a need for brokers.
No more
Just a
brokers.
middleman.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. All the best to you, man. I appreciate it. Take care.
Like the brokers are, I don't feel like they're giving us our fair share.
Okay.
You know, we're doing the work out here, and I feel like, like over the last couple of years that we've been doing this, 7 years that we've had our own truck, like we made more money a couple years ago than we are now.
So, how many years behind the wheel?
42.
42 years. One thing about the trucking business in America that you would change, if you had the power to do so?
If I had the power to do so, in all honesty, and this is just my opinion, if we could get rid of the brokers, the trucking would be a lot better.
Okay.
Brokers brokers steal a lot of money.
It seems to be a common consensus among truckers that brokers are literally getting fat and eating really good off the backs of truckers from the comfort of their own homes. Again, like I said, I'm on the side of the truckers, man. Like I said, there should be a cap on how much these brokers should be able to take a percentage from each load. Again, the driver is assuming all the risk. I mean, they should be getting paid the lion's share of the money. It just makes sense to me.
About the new guy.
If you're a new guy and you step out blindly and you haven't done your homework, you'll be out of the trucking business in a year.
Really?
You'll never make it. Well, I don't wish no bad luck on anyone.
That's right.
Anyone that wants to step out there and try it, do your homework. Good luck. Elite.
Now, do you see the market getting better?
No, we're done.
Really?
Yeah. In my 39 years, I've used a broker 4 or 5 years out of that time. I've never worked for another company. I've always had my own authority. And my experience with brokers is, for example, I call you and say, I have a load going from Homestead to Hunts Point Market, New York.
Right.
It pays you $5,000. The first thing you're going to do is take 40% off the top of it, which is now what? 40% from 5 is...
Just say you're taking over $2,100.
Yeah,
right?
let's say $2,000 for easy figuring.
Yep.
You sell the load to me for $3,000.
Right.
It costs me $1,200 in fuel. Now I want you to give me a comp check and you charge me, instead of 10% broker rate, you charge me 13%. Then I get the comp check and I go to the truck stop and they charge me 5% to cash it. Then when I do the load and I turn my paperwork in and I can't wait your 60 days, I want to be paid in 5, you charge me 5% for quick pay. So that 2 grand, or pardon me, 3 grand that you started with, at the end turns into 1,200 bucks you made.
And then the factoring company comes in.
Right.
So
And now you're in New York on Friday night, unloaded, and you got to wait till Monday to find something, which a broker's famous word would be backhaul, to get you to where the good load is.
You know, who made that up where,
I don't know, but I would like to kill him.
you know, who made that up where it says, oh, you made money coming in, now you should do it for free coming out?
The broker sitting at the desk on the telephone that's never been out here, that's who did that.
You know, wait a minute. So 39 years of experience. Top annoying thing that you hate that you see truck drivers do at the
Again, excellent breakdown by the trucker who's been in the game 30 plus years. Goes to show you how these brokers are taking such a large percentage. I mean, to take 40% of a load, and you literally, I mean, all you're doing is emailing and on the phone. I mean, it's not to say that there's not some value there and they don't deserve to be compensated, but 40% of a $5,000 load just to relax and chill at home. And then the sad part about it is, this kind of goes in tandem with another video I did where you have these social media influencers promoting the trucking game. So you have an influx of novice truckers getting into the game, sold on a lot that this is going to be passive income. So now the brokers are able to feast on them because they'll take these low paying and bottom feeding loads. They'll be very gullible. And when a broker gets on the phone with them and tells them, hey, this is all I got into it, I can only give you 1,000, even though the load is paying 2,500, they'll take it. And this does harm to the seasoned truckers who know better and who would avoid taking that type of low paying load, and the cycle just continues. Again, and the only person who really wins in the long run here is the broker.
Hello everyone, Pontificator here. I came across a TikTok video where this guy was, bragging about making $1,600 on the load and basically saying that he deserves to make $1,600 on the load, which was 40%, and that the carrier would never have been able to do it because he didn't do the legwork. He didn't do the hard work. If that gentleman was in front of me, I would love to explain to him, or have him try to explain to me, what is the hard work? Because my definition of the hard work is going $200,000 in debt on a truck and trailer, or nowadays $300,000 in debt. The stress that goes along with trying to make sure that you can pay for all that stuff and maintain it, and the insurance and everything else that goes with it, and the tires and the fuel. Only to take all of that, put it in an Excel sheet, and come up with a number that's a minimum that you need to make sure that you can cover your hard work. Then you take that number into a shipper with your truck and with your trailer and with all the baggage that comes along with it, only to be undercut by some asshole who doesn't have any of these expenses, who promised them he can get it hauled cheaper than you, the one that's putting the real work. That's the arrogance I'm talking about, guys. They feel that what they're doing is right and righteous because they put in the hard work. They don't know jack shit about hard work. They don't know anything about having to worry or wake up in the middle of the night getting a phone call that one of your drivers has been in an accident, and oh my God, is this going to be that one where they pull a Warner and say it's $100 million claim? Okay? It's time for these guys to go. And when we stick together, all of us, they're gone. How much freight can they haul with no trucks? How much freight can we haul with no brokers? Those are the two important questions. Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy your day. Have a beautiful weekend. Pontificator, stand with trucking, owner-operator, direct carrier company.
Let's go. Great way to close up the video. Again, like I said, the truckers are taking on all the risk, so they should get paid the lion's share of the money. I mean, short and simple. I mean, these brokers could try to finesse and finagle and try to play word games and trying to bolster up their importance. But without the truckers, there's absolutely nothing. I look forward to hearing what you have to say in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.